I'm going to show you a crazy legendary farming exploit in Starfield that'll let you get legendaries like crazy. And there's practical applications for this, and there's ways to just hard farm legendaries depending on which way you want to go about it. So in order to do this, there are a few things you need to know about in this game. So the first one is if you go to your settings and go to gameplay, there's a difficulty setting. And if you notice here, it'll say that it affects a chance to encounter legendary enemies. Well, also, from my experience playing with it, it also seems to affect your chance of getting legendary items. But that's not the only thing we're going to do here. So there's a few different steps to this. So when you go into a place for the first time, there will be loot, right? You go through and you loot chests, you loot items, you kill enemies, stuff like that. And whatever items you get are what items you get. Well, there's a way that you can basically guarantee that you get legendaries. So the items in this game are randomly generated from probably some kind of loot pool depending on what the container is or something like that. And so if you go through and you don't get legendaries, well, damn, that's unlucky, right? Well, instead, if you have the foresight to save before you enter an area for the very first time, you can re-roll the loot. Because I did a bunch of testing, and the loot is rolled when you first enter an area like this, where it loads the area. That's when the game determines what loot will be in an area. So then, on top of just going in and loading, going back in like that, unless you're already playing on the hardest difficulty, what you can do is before you go in, put that on very hard like I just did. And then once you're in, the loot is loaded. You don't need to have it on very hard anymore. Everything that's going to be here, all the enemies, the weapons they have, the items that are in chests, everything has spawned in and has been decided. So now we can just change difficulty to whatever you want. You know, whatever you were playing on before, or if you're just trying to farm a legendary, you go to very easy. And then you can just run through and you can grab everything. So in this case, for example, and I'll show you where this place is that I'm at right now at the end of the video, but you can do this at any place that has a bunch of loot. So I can just go through here now, and I can check everything for loot to see if there are any legendaries. If not, I'll load the game and I'll do this again. So I'll check this. It's just credits. We can go over here. This place has a bunch of loot at the end that has a high chance of getting legendaries. So I go into here, and there's these helmets. Wow, what do you know, a legendary? Damn, that's good timing. And then other helmet, other stuff, spacesuits. There could be something in there potentially. Okay. I'll grab that. Well, I'll just grab it now. So that was legendary helmet right there. Cool, legendary helmet. I need to get these guys out of my face. Okay, there we go. And then there was something else down here. There were these things down here that have a high chance of dropping things, which unfortunately nothing good in that. Oh, but we got an epic in here. What is this? A deep recon spacesuit epic worth 11,000 value. Damn, that's crazy. And a rare over here worth 5,000. That's insane. So this was a good roll. Like, if I was going to keep playing on the save file, I would definitely want to keep that roll of this stuff. But yeah, then you would do that. Now, if it was not good, and if you don't like what you found, then you just load back to the save you made right before you entered. You'll turn the difficulty to very hard. You'll enter for the very first time, and then you'll turn the difficulty down and you'll run through again and again and again. So I loaded it back to the wrong save on accident. I just actually had to go to a different one. This was the one I meant to go to. And so this was right before I entered for the first time. And now if I enter again and I go in there, you'll notice there will be totally different rolls at the end. I'll skip ahead to me being at the end. All right, so we're back to the same thing again. This time there's no legendaries here, I guess. Nothing in there. We'll check down below. And this time sucked really bad. So this would definitely be one where you'd want to load. Again, I would have definitely, if this was a normal playthrough and I was just doing it, I would have gone with that first one. That was crazy. That was one of the best rolls I've seen doing this in this particular place. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to load it back real fast, but that's all there is to the exploit. So the practical implications of this would be, at a minimum, anytime you're about to enter an area for the first time like this, you just go to your settings and you turn it to very hard, and then you enter. And then once you're in, you turn it to very easy or whatever you're playing on normally, and then play, because it'll just make you have better loot in the chests and things like that. And if you really want to farm legendaries, then you do what I did here, which is save right before you enter an area for the very first time, and then just load the game every single time and keep going in until eventually you get something really, really cool, get some kind of really badass legendary. And then once you do that, then you actually go forward and keep everything and then continue on with your game. So it's really up to you which way you want to abuse it. And by the way, I said I was going to show you where this exact place was. So this place I'm at right now is the abandoned mine. and this was part of the debt collector side quest. And it's this place way out in here. It was Eridani 3A. The A is the moon that you want. Let's make sure it's that one. And that is part of this star system, Eridani. It's in the bottom left corner of the map, way down here. And that's if you want to go to this exact place. In order to get into it, you have to like pull some... You have to find switches like this to open the door, by the way, or else you'll be very confused on the door. I was lost for like 20 minutes trying to find it, figure it out. But that's that. But that's it, guys. Hopefully it helps you out. If you're looking for how to farm legendaries or how to get rare items and really cool things and stuff, this is an exploit, a glitch that you can take advantage of in order to do that in Starfield.